Usually when you face a threat, you can see it coming, right? Like a physical punch or a loud argument at the office. You know you are in a fight and you can brace yourself.
Right. It is visible. I mean, you can react to it in real time.
Yeah, but what happens when the attack is just, well, completely invisible? Because that is what we are looking at today for you guys in this deep dive. We have a recorded message from Pastor Huji Chang from May 20th, 2026. And it gives us this surprisingly modern playbook for surviving workplace toxicity and, cyberbullying.
Exactly. And the source uses the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5, along with insights from theologian John MacArthur, to really dissect the destructive anatomy of rumors.
Which is fascinating. And the source draws a really sharp line right away between an insult and slander.
Right, because an insult happens directly to your face, you hear it, and you have an opportunity to respond. But slander happens entirely behind your back.
Yeah, it is so much worse.
It really is. The text argues that slander is far more dangerous because it destroys your reputation before you even know you need to defend yourself. I mean, even Jesus faced this, being smeared by critics as a glutton and a drunkard.
It is like a zero-day exploit in a computer network, or actually like a carbon monoxide leak. It is this external, invisible threat that just quietly poisons the environment while your alarms are completely silent and booting up.
That is a great analogy. It is a background process. By the time your reputation antivirus detects it, the system's already compromised.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But before we just assume we are all innocent victims of this toxic leak, the source demands some pretty hard self-reflection. We have to honestly ask ourselves if we are facing pushback because we are standing up for what is right, or simply because our bad attitudes make us annoying to work with.
That is a fair point. Are we the victim of a toxic culture or the cause of it? But assuming we aren't the problem, taking this ancient concept of unseen slander into today's digital landscape is just wild.
Oh, absolutely.
Pastor Hugh shares the story about moving from a rural church in Hualien, where he served since 1991, to suddenly becoming the chairman of a massive medical enterprise.
And this is a huge reality check for anyone listening who thinks that, getting a promotion to a prestige company will magically fix a toxic work environment.
Right, because he was shocked. Suddenly, he's surrounded by highly educated elites, like doctors and professors.
Yeah, highly educated Christian elites, no less. Yet he discovered these exact individuals using vicious, toxic language in Line, Facebook, and Instagram groups. It basically proves that a high societal position absolutely does not guarantee high moral character.
Not at all. And that digital public shaming is brutal. But what is worse is the frustrating pattern the source highlights. These massive public attacks are usually followed by invisibly quiet apologies.
Yes, they blast you in the 50-person group chat, but whisper the apology in a private, direct message.
It is so infuriating.
It is. The public spectacle leaves a lasting stain on the victim's reputation, while the attacker gets to privately wipe their hands clean of the guilt.
And this kind of toxic tribalism scales all the way up. Look at the specific date of this message, May 20th.
Which coincides with Taiwan's presidential inauguration.
Exactly. And the source points out that political opposition is always inherently harsh and unforgiving. So it neutrally urges respect and prayer for democratically elected leaders, regardless of where you fall in the political spectrum.
It just highlights how universal this hostile environment is. I mean, from local offices to the national stage, human nature is flawed everywhere.
Okay, so let's unpack this. How do we actually survive these vicious environments without becoming toxic ourselves? Because my instinct in a toxic digital group chat is to immediately screenshot the receipts, fire back, and defend myself.
Right, that is the natural reaction.
Does the text actually expect us to just sit there and take it?
It actually does. It draws on Proverbs 12.15. The text suggests the wise approach is silently enduring shame.
Wait, really? Just enduring it?
Yeah, but it is not just passive victimhood. Instead of fighting the trolls online, Pastor Hugh spent his 3-year term actively repairing the emotional damage done to his staff in the real world.
So he moved the interactions offline.
Precisely. He focused on face-to-face, one-on-one relationships to rebuild trust outside that digital echo chamber.
He essentially starved the digital trolls of the reaction they wanted and put his energy into actual human connection.
And the text notes it worked. He successfully maintained strong, positive relationships with those colleagues, even 5 years after stepping down.
That is amazing. You know, you can't control workplace gossip or the online trolls, but you can control your internal peace and how you repair the damage around you.
Exactly. You focus on what you can actually change.
But it does leave you with a heavy question. If modern social media turns behind-the-back slander into instant public spectacle, does silently enduring the attacks actually help diffuse a toxic culture? Or does it merely protect your inner peace while letting the bullies win the network?
That is a tough one.
Something for you to think about.